Okay, so this is Tim Pool. And you don't know who Tim Pool is?
Not super familiar. Based on his picture for his account and his picture on this video,
You're probably wondering about the hat.
he's picked up a few pounds.
He's got a very... Dude, his voice is like Ben Shapiro's, but annoying.
Oh, God.
No, he was a guy... He took a phone to Occupy Wall Street, and he accidentally filmed an interaction with a cop that ended up getting this photographer's case thrown out and proved that this cop was lying. And that led to a job to Vice, and then he pulled a typical scam that you see these days where he suddenly became a right-winger and out of the blue and started posting shit on YouTube. And he's like really wrong about everything. It's amazing how much he can contradict himself within the span of a minute. Sometimes it's a record. He famously, wow, it's hard to. He had a debate with Sam Cedar, and he compared Sam Cedar to Thanos, but Sam Cedar didn't know who that was, and just went, "I don't care."
That's pretty funny. That
he's like, "I don't mean to be a dick, but you sound a lot like Thanos."
just like.
Then he's like, "Who's that?" He's like, "From the Avengers." He's like, "I don't care."
I don't know who that is. I get pussy. I'm sorry.
I have a wife. I actually made love to a woman. Yeah, that's another thing. Tim Pool is an incel. He complains that society prevents him from getting a girlfriend.
It's like, God, 15's too young? Alright. Let's see.
Happening for a long time. Fox News reports BMX freestyle rider Chelsea Wolfe, who qualified as an alternate to represent the U.S. at this year's Summer Olympic Games,
Well,
said last year that her goal was
Fox
to
News.
win an Olympic medal, quote, so I can burn a U.S. flag at the podium. Quote,
What he's referring to is a transgender BMX rider who, in response to Donald Trump saying, the president of the United States at the time, saying that transgender people should be banned from playing sports, she said, "Oh, okay. Well, if I win in the Olympics, I'll be sure to burn an American flag." No big deal. It's pretty fucking basic. Like,
Now,
if this is only a controversy in 1988,
Is she male to female, or it's M to F, trans, or...
well, she likes bikes, so I'm assuming it's female to male.
Well, then shouldn't we say he?
Oh no, then it's male to female.
Yeah, that's what I thought, if it says she in the articles and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Well, then I bet she wanted to fucking compete with men. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was totally okay with that. Or if she is competing, that's what.
Well, what's funny is they get mad when somebody somebody who's transitioning to be a male is competing with girls. But that's what they want. But then they get angry when they win.
Oh yeah, no, it's a complicated topic.
There was a female to male that beat a bunch of guys.
Yeah, no, totally.
So I don't.
I feel like
I don't
that's.
really care.
I feel like, yeah, the most progress they'll make is okay, but as far as like a male to female, that's a fucking.
And as far as
complex issue.
And as far as like when Dave Chappelle did that thing about LeBron James becoming a woman and then slamming at the WNBA, I would fucking watch the WNBA if that were happening.
What if LeBron James
Suddenly became a woman.
Well,
and then started fucking.
You know what's funny about that is like, yeah, that's a good point. Like, what if they
I totally want to see that.
What if the WNBA just was like, trans women can play in our league now, and then it's like 3 basketball players, and like all the hell was like, oh, everybody's just gonna up and decide they're trans just so that they can fucking go pro.
Yeah, dude.
I've always thought that was.
And by the way, your
weird.
commitment, if that's your commitment, then go for it.
I've always thought that was weird though.
Your
That's
level
like
of
that's
commitment.
a long bit, dude.
Yeah. Just to fucking kill at fucking
yeah,
basketball.
just like referee or some shit. That's
I'm gonna
close
get
enough.
my dick cut off just so I could fucking win
Exactly,
a
but people
WNBA
are like, oh, they
championship.
start letting trans women play in the WNBA. Everybody's just gonna be trans so that they can play in the like the fuck. That's a fucking long bit.
But I gotta be honest with you, I am so indifferent to this issue. Other than like people protesting at the Olympics,
Is badass.
Yeah, at this point, why are we still talking about this? I mean, that's what they do. They're Americans. they don't like this dumpster fire of a fucking country, and they want to say something, and that's a great place to fucking say it. That's the most appropriate place to say it.
I would say.
But that's not really what I picked this clip though.
My goal is
Does
to
he say
win the
master
Olympics so I
debater?
can burn a U.S. flag at the podium.
I wish.
This is what they focus on
Something
during a pandemic
almost as
hurting
stupid.
trans children. Wolf told Fox News The Post, which has since been deleted.
You gotta listen to Tim Pool at all these places, and you gotta you'll find them saying something stupid
One of the reasons
eventually.
why I work so hard to represent the U.S. in international competition is to show the world that this country has morals and values, that it's not all of the bad things that we're known for. I take a stand against fascism because I care about this country, and I'm not going to let it fall into the hands of fascists after so many people have fought and sacrificed to prevent
Real quick
fascism
about the
from
way he
taking
talks.
He has
I listen to it's very. I could see why he doesn't get laid.
real Shapiro cadence.
But even worse because I was listening to that robotic speak that you were complaining about.
Yeah.
So I was listening to him talk about the George Floyd case, and he kept saying jurors, like your friend Anna Gatsby. Jurors. What was she saying that you kept repeating?
I don't even remember. It's
You
whatever.
kept saying it over and over again.
Whatever fucking I don't even
He keeps
know.
going jurors. Jurors.
I don't even
Jurors.
taking hold abroad. As a citizen who wants to be proud of my home country, I'm sure as hell not going to let it take hold here. Want to make a bet? I'm willing to bet 99% of the people who say things like this would shut up the moment you handed them a paycheck.
Boom! That's called a confession, folks. That's called projection. He just said 99% of people will change their beliefs the moment you hand him a check.
And he did it.
Very few people would reject this. So I was having some conversations about some industries. I'm not going to say exactly what, but I assure you, there are many activists like this. They say these things because they think it's going to get them with the in crowd. Well, we don't know who's the in crowd or out crowd necessarily because of the way the media functions, but I think if you look at the data, they're the out crowd. They make up a small fraction, but because they're a powerful interest in that small fraction, they're willing to make that bet. Let's put it this way.
He's going to
I've had
contradict
some
himself.
conversations with pro skateboarders. I've said, you guys want to come out, skate, and hang out. Some of them have said, I'm worried that I'll get attacked by ANTIFA, and I ride for big companies, big soda companies.
Sorry, you're part of the out crowd, Tim.
That is really weird.
He calls up Tony Hawk and says, Tony Hawk, you want to be my friend? And he's like, no, Tim, you're too dangerous.
So I guess is he
like our show.
known? Is he open that he fucking?
It's our show, man. It's like our show. I called John Mulaney, and I'm like, John, you want to be on the show? And he's like, no, guys, you guys are way too edgy for me.
Yeah, you guys.
I got a career to think about.
You guys go after everyone.
Yeah, you drop truth. You guys drop too many truth bombs, and I can't risk it.
Man, this guy is so lame. I can't imagine this guy at a fucking skate park.
He's got that hat because he's bald, but it's like a
He'd
dope
be like,
bald.
guys, it's my turn on the 3-stair. Guys, can I use the 3-stair, guys?
Sterile.
Fuck. Sterile.
Stairwell.
I'm trying to.
I want to skate the stairwell.
Oh god damn. I will give him this. His voice is less annoying than Ben Shapiro's.
You think so?
Yes.
You haven't heard him say juror.
Yeah, you're right.
It's especially when he gets angry. It's really fucking funny. I just think it's really funny that he doesn't get
It
laid.
is, God.
He's like, I called her up and I asked her out for a date, and she's like, you're too edgy. I don't want to be attacked by Antifa.
You want to go skate?
You want to go skate? Well, I heard that's how, Kathleen Hanna? This is a very romantic thing. I heard Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys is married to Kathleen Hanna from
that's
Bikini
MCA,
Kill.
right?
Oh, he's dead, yeah.
Yeah, MCA.
And he's like,
Rest in peace.
and their romance started because he's like, hey, anybody want to go out and skate? Even though they're like in their 30s at the time. He's
Sup,
like,
guys,
"Anybody
wanna go out and skate?"
And she's like, I will. And
Although-
then they got married.
Oh, he's going on to skate. That's why he had a grinder, right?
Speaking of which, I can't believe they're skateboarding in the fucking Olympics, dude. I thought...
That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, I know. I just kept thinking, like, when
Although
I'm
it's-
old enough to remember when that was on par with devil worship. And I keep thinking every time I see these 13-year-old Japanese kids like rail sliding, I'm like, when's the cop gonna come out and beat the shit out of her?
Yeah, I know. A fucking yeah, it was like a 13-year-old little girl won the gold, Japanese girl, and people were like, "How did America lose in skateboarding?" It's like, dude,
Well, they're
Japanese
Americans.
people have been killing it in skateboarding for a very long
Dude,
time.
everybody skates now. It's amazing.
Yeah,
On my
it's-
fucking, I
it's
just
a
on
big part-
Instagram, I just watch just randos skating.
It's a fucking like big part of Brazilian culture, even like it's
Really?
very like skateboarding
Well, a lot of
real
Americans-
big in Brazil.
Well, a lot of people that move here go back
Yeah, it's true.
and play for their home team from whatever country they're from.
Well, I just know a lot of pro skateboarders that are from Brazil.
I can't believe.
I mean,
fucking
not personally, but
Tim Pool calling up.
hey, do you want to
Mark
go skate?
Gonzalez. Hey, you want to go skate? No, man.
What's up, bro?
You're too far out. You're too edgy, man. I can't. I
I
gotta
don't want
think about. I don't want an
Antifa.
Antifa to throw milkshakes at me.
What?
I
Clothing
feel it.
companies. And that's it. I don't want to lose money. That's the core of this. People don't care for the most part about the political stuff. They want to be able to buy a new lounge chair and a PS5. So what do you think happens if you go to one of these activists and say this? Hey, tell you what, we're going to hire you for this gig, and they say, oh, but the left might cancel me. Oh, don't worry, we'll make up for that. We'll cut you a massive check. You get a paycheck. I'm willing to bet you most of them, the overwhelming majority, over 90%, would be like, I'll take the check. What people are scared of is being broke.
He's describing
And the
himself.
activists use that against them because they'll go and harass businesses.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, in your brain, you could just be the
'Cause-
same.
Yeah, because he made his name working, covering Occupy Wall Street, covering cops who were mistreating protesters, and then all of a sudden he gets on his show. And by the way,
And he's a fucking-
anti-cancel culture in other videos, but this time he's all for canceling Olympians that protest. But then next thing you know, he's on YouTube saying how awesome it is when the cops started fucking swooping people like masking, or what do you call it, black bagging people and dragging them off.
Yeah, dude, pro cop skaters are always sus.
A
as
pro
fuck.
cop skater.
That's sus. Rob Dyrdek hired a security guard that he then forced to be his best friend in a TV show just because he hates cops.
And the businesses will then purge people. That's why you're seeing this weird response from Gwen Berry, where she's like, "Stop playing with me. I don't know. They're setting me up because she knows this is my
This is all
opportunity to
babble
make
after
it
this.
big, man."
Hey, Gwen, would you like to go skating? I've been working on my heel flip.